have enacted constitutional amendments and made international declarations affirming that their nation and their sovereign rights will continue to persist, despite their entire territory being lost to the sea. This proactive stance is highlighted in the Constitution of Tuvalu Act 2023 and the Pacific Islands Forum Declaration of 2021. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva, through the line of succession is the present 203rd Emperor of the Hindu Sovereign Kingdom of Surangi Samrajya. He was crowned on the 31st of December 2004 at the age of 26. Thus, by very same principles of the doctrine of continuity, through which the international legal personality of Portugal, Genoa, Poland, Ethiopia, Czechoslovakia, Albania, Austria, Vatican, Tibet, Sovereign Order of Malta, and several other nations has been recognized despite having undergone a period of exile, annexation, occupation by a foreign power, or despite loss of territory. The SPH Nithyananda Paramashivoham, through well-established legal and historical facts about the Hindu sovereign state of the Surangi Samrajyam, derives all sovereign rights and powers of the royal lineage of the Surangi Samrajyam as its 203rd sovereign emperor, from his inheritance and continuation of the unbroken succession of the kingdom of Surya Vamsa Surangi Samrajyam Sarvanapitha. Surya Vamsa Surangi Samrajyam, through unification with 20 other sovereign Hindu states and sovereign ecclesiastical, historical entities, became part of the United States of KAILASA, which thus became a sovereign, independent juridical state, with the SPH Nithyananda Paramashivoham as the sovereign. Just as how the oceanic nations like Tuvalu have safeguarded their sovereignty from the existential threat of total submersion by amending their constitution and asserting that their sovereignty will persist regardless of the loss of their territory, KAILASA, which is a sovereign continuation of 21 sovereign Hindu states and sovereign ecclesiastical historical entities, is also reviving and continuing the Kumari Kandam Hindu nations that got submerged. As per the doctrine of continuity, these facts imply that the KAILASA's statehood is recognized by international law and manifests as a natural outcome of well-established historical legal facts. Share your time, talent, and treasure. Become part of KAILASA. Sign up as an eCitizen https://kailasa.ecitizen.info. Around 5,000 years ago, at the end of Mahabharat War, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilization consisted of 10,000 Hindu traditions, or sampradayas, that existed in 56 Hindu nations, 200 Hindu kingdoms, 1,700 Hindu provinces that covered more than 6 million kilometers square of Asia. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, SPH, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivoham, is the reviver of KAILASA, this ancient, enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. KAILASA is an unbroken cultural, religious, historical, civilizational, and sovereign continuation and revival of multiple of these historical Hindu sovereign states and Hindu ecclesiastical entities. The unbroken continuity of these ancient Hindu nations through KAILASA results in the legal recognition of KAILASA as per the international customary law, particularly the doctrine of continuity. The international law, the doctrine of continuity, implies that upheavals and revolutions within a country, changes in government, territorial adjustments, measures taken during military occupation, or other internal transformations do not negate the existence of the country, do not affect the legal personality and international obligations of the country or state. The Vienna Convention on Succession of States in respect of treaties, 1978, addresses these principles of the doctrine of continuity as it outlines international law during situation of state succession or continuation. International law recognizes a state's legal personality by recognizing its identity. This perspective extends even during the period when the given state or country is annexed or occupied by a foreign power. Even in such cases, the legal personality of the state is considered. Historical examples dating back to the 18th century include cases like Portugal and Genoa that were re-established after the Vienna Congress of 1815. More recent examples include countries such as Poland, Ethiopia, Czechoslovakia, Albania, and Austria that were re-established after World War II. Even when a nation is deprived of its territory, the nation continues to exist. Its sovereignty and international legal personality continues to persist. The Dalai Lama, as the spiritual and temporal leader of Tibet, exemplifies this principle. In 1959, the Dalai Lama was exiled and forced to flee. Despite the challenges faced, the Dalai Lama continues to advocate for the preservation of Tibetan culture and garners worldwide support for Tibetan autonomy on the global stage. Similarly, from 1309 to 1376, the Pope of Catholicism had been in exile in Avignon. Despite this, he was recognized as the head of state as well as head of the Church, and given full privileges of the position after their return to Rome. Even in 1861, much of the papal territories had been lost, leaving the Pope with no sovereign territory other than the papal residence and related buildings. Yet his temporal powers were still acknowledged. He was recognized as a head of state, and later, the Lateran Treaty of 1929 formally re-established papal sovereignty over the Vatican City. The Sovereign Order of Malta further exemplifies this principle, retaining international recognition as a sovereign entity despite the permanent loss of their territory upon Napoleon's invasion in June 1798. Despite such permanent loss of territory, the sovereignty and the international legal personality of the Sovereign Order of Malta continued to persist. Much later in 1894, the order settled in Rome and acquired two properties, the Magistral Palace and the Magistral Villa that received extraterritorial status. Today, the order maintains diplomatic relations with 112 countries, issues its own diplomatic passports, currency stamps, and vehicle registration plates, and has been granted observer status in the United Nations. All these examples of state re-establishment illustrate the principle of continuity of states, as per international law, that a state's legal personality persists over time. A nation continues to exist even after a complete loss of territory. A far more striking example is of the oceanic countries, which are under the threat of their entire nation being drowned and submerged due to rising sea levels owing to global warming. In response to such existential threat of climate change, Pacific Island nations, including Tuvalu, have enacted constitutional amendments and made international declarations affirming that their nation and their sovereign rights will continue to persist, despite their entire territory being lost to the sea. This proactive stance is highlighted in the Constitution of Tuvalu Act 2023 and the Pacific Islands Forum Declaration of 2021. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva, through the line of succession, is the present 203rd Emperor of the Hindu Sovereign Kingdom of Surangi Samrajya. He was crowned on the 31st of December 2004 at the age of 26. Thus, by very same principles of the doctrine of continuity, through which the international legal personality of Portugal, Genoa, Poland, Ethiopia, Czechoslovakia, Albania, Austria, Vatican, Tibet, Sovereign Order of Malta, and several other nations has been recognized despite having undergone a period of exile, annexation, occupation by a foreign power, or despite loss of territory. The SPH Nithyananda Paramashivoham, through well-established legal and historical facts about the Hindu sovereign state of the Surangi Samrajyam, derives all sovereign rights and powers of the royal lineage of the Surangi Samrajyam as its 203rd sovereign emperor, from his inheritance and continuation of the unbroken succession of the kingdom of Surya Vamsa Surangi Samrajyam Sarvanapitha. Surya Vamsa Surangi Samrajyam, through unification with 20 other sovereign Hindu states and sovereign ecclesiastical, historical entities, became part of the United States of KAILASA, which thus became a sovereign, independent juridical state, with the SPH Nithyananda Paramashivoham as the sovereign. Just as how the oceanic nations like Tuvalu have safeguarded their sovereignty from the existential threat of total submersion by amending their constitution and asserting that their sovereignty will persist regardless of the loss of their territory, KAILASA, which is a sovereign continuation of 21 sovereign Hindu states and sovereign ecclesiastical historical entities, is also reviving and continuing the Kumari Kandam Hindu nations that got submerged. As per the doctrine of continuity, these facts imply that the Kailasa's statehood is recognized by international law and manifests as a natural outcome of well-established historical legal facts. Share your time, talent, and treasure. Become part of Kailasa. Sign up as an eCitizen https://kailasa.ecitizen.info. Around 5,000 years ago, at the end of Mahabharat War, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilization consisted of 10,000 Hindu traditions, or sampradayas, that existed in 56 Hindu nations, 200 Hindu kingdoms, 1,700 Hindu provinces, that covered more than 6 million kilometers square of Asia. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, SPH, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivoham, is the reviver of KAILASA, this ancient, enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. KAILASA is an unbroken cultural, religious, historical, civilizational, and sovereign continuation and revival of multiple of these historical Hindu sovereign states and Hindu ecclesiastical entities. The unbroken continuity of these ancient Hindu nations through KAILASA results in the legal recognition of KAILASA as per the international customary law, particularly the doctrine of continuity. The international law, the doctrine of continuity, implies that upheavals and revolutions within a country, changes in government, territorial adjustments, measures taken during military occupation, or other internal transformations do not negate the existence of the country, do not affect the legal personality and international obligations of the country or state. The Vienna Convention on Succession of States in Respect of Treaties, 1978, addresses these principles of the doctrine of continuity as it outlines international law during situation of state succession or continuation. International law recognizes a state's legal personality by recognizing its identity. This perspective extends even during the period when the given state or country is annexed or occupied by a foreign power. Even in such cases, the legal personality of the state is considered to persist, enabling its subsequent re-establishment. Historical examples dating back to the 18th century include cases like Portugal and Genoa that were re-established after the Vienna Congress of 1815. More recent examples include countries such as Poland, Ethiopia, Czechoslovakia, Albania, and Austria that were re-established after World War II. Even when a nation is deprived of its territory, the nation continues to exist. Its sovereignty and international legal personality continues to persist. The Dalai Lama, as the spiritual and temporal leader of Tibet, exemplifies this principle. In 1959, the Dalai Lama was exiled and forced to flee. Despite the challenges faced, the Dalai Lama continues to advocate for the preservation of Tibetan culture and garners worldwide support for Tibetan autonomy on the global stage. Similarly, from 1309 to 1376, the Pope of Catholicism had been in exile in Avignon. Despite this, he was recognized as the head of state as well as head of the church and given full privileges of the position after their return to Rome. Even in 1861, much of the papal territories had been lost, leaving the Pope with no sovereign territory other than the papal residence and related buildings. Yet his temporal powers were still acknowledged. He was recognized as a head of state, and later, the Lateran Treaty of 1929 formally re-established papal sovereignty over the Vatican City. The Sovereign Order of Malta further exemplifies this principle, retaining international recognition as a sovereign entity despite the permanent loss of their territory upon Napoleon's invasion in June 1798. Despite such permanent loss of territory, the sovereignty and the international legal personality of the Sovereign Order of Malta continue to persist. Much later in 1894, the order settled in Rome and acquired two properties, the Magistral Palace and the Magistral Villa that received extraterritorial status. Today, the order maintains diplomatic relations with 112 countries, issues its own diplomatic passports, currency, stamps, and vehicle registration plates, and has been granted observer status in the United Nations. All these examples of state re-establishment illustrate the principle of continuity of states, as per international law, that a state's legal personality persists over time. A nation continues to exist even after a complete loss of territory. A far more striking example is of the oceanic countries, which are under the threat of their entire nation being drowned and submerged due to rising sea levels owing to global warming. In response to such existential threat of climate change, Pacific Island nations, including Tuvalu, have enacted constitutional amendments and made international declarations affirming that their nation and their sovereign rights will continue to persist, despite their entire territory being lost to the sea. This proactive stance is highlighted in the Constitution of Tuvalu Act 2023 and the Pacific Islands Forum Declaration of 2021. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva, through the line of succession is the present 203rd Emperor of the Hindu Sovereign Kingdom of Surangi Samrajya. He was crowned on the 31st of December 2004 at the age of 26. Thus, by very same principles of the doctrine of continuity, through which the international legal personality of Portugal, Genoa, Poland, Ethiopia, Czechoslovakia, Albania, Austria, Vatican, Tibet, Sovereign Order of Malta, and several other nations has been recognized despite having undergone a period of exile, annexation, occupation by a foreign power, or despite loss of territory. The SPH Nithyananda Paramashivoham, through well-established legal and historical facts about the Hindu sovereign state of the Surangi Samrajyam, derives all sovereign rights and powers of the royal lineage of the Surangi Samrajyam as its 203rd sovereign emperor, from his inheritance and continuation of the unbroken succession of the kingdom of Surya Vamsa Surangi Samrajyam Sarvanapitha. Surya Vamsa Surangi Samrajyam, through unification with 20 other sovereign Hindu states and sovereign ecclesiastical, historical entities, became part of the United States of KAILASA, which thus became a sovereign, independent juridical state, with the SPH Nithyananda Paramashivoham as the sovereign. Just as how the oceanic nations like Tuvalu have safeguarded their sovereignty from the existential threat of total submersion by amending their constitution and asserting that their sovereignty will persist regardless of the loss of their territory, KAILASA, which is a sovereign continuation of 21 sovereign Hindu states and sovereign ecclesiastical historical entities, is also reviving and continuing the Kumari Kandam Hindu nations that got submerged. As per the doctrine of continuity, these facts imply that the KAILASA's statehood is recognized by international law and manifests as a natural outcome of well-established historical legal facts. Share your time, talent, and treasure. Become part of KAILASA. Sign up as an eCitizen https://kailasa.ecitizen.info. Around 5,000 years ago, at the end of Mahabharat War, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilization consisted of 10,000 Hindu traditions, or sampradayas, that existed in 56 Hindu nations, 200 Hindu kingdoms, 1,700 Hindu provinces that covered more than 6 million kilometers square of Asia. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, SPH, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivoham, is the reviver of KAILASA, this ancient enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. KAILASA is an unbroken cultural, religious, historical, civilizational, and sovereign continuation and revival of multiple of these historical Hindu sovereign states and Hindu ecclesiastical entities. The unbroken continuity of these ancient Hindu nations through KAILASA results in the legal recognition of KAILASA as per the international customary law, particularly the doctrine of continuity. The international law, the doctrine of continuity, implies that upheavals and revolutions within a country, changes in government, territorial adjustments, measures taken during military occupation, or other internal transformations do not negate the existence of the country, do not affect the legal personality and international obligations of the country or state. The Vienna Convention on Succession of States in respect of treaties, 1978, addresses these principles of the doctrine of continuity as it outlines international law during situation of state succession or continuation. International law recognizes a state's legal personality by recognizing its identity. This perspective extends even during the period when the given state or country is annexed or occupied by a foreign power. Even in such cases, the legal personality of the state is considered to persist, enabling its subsequent re-establishment. Historical examples dating back to the 18th century include cases like Portugal and Genoa that were re-established after the Vienna Congress of 1815. More recent examples include countries such as Poland, Ethiopia, Czechoslovakia, Albania, and Austria that were re-established after World War II. Even when a nation is deprived of its territory, the nation continues to exist. Its sovereignty and international legal personality continues to persist. The Dalai Lama, as the spiritual and temporal leader of Tibet, exemplifies this principle. In 1959, the Dalai Lama was exiled and forced to flee. Despite the challenges faced, the Dalai Lama continues to advocate for the preservation of Tibetan culture and garners worldwide support for Tibetan autonomy on the global stage. Similarly, from 1309 to 1376, the Pope of Catholicism had been in exile in Avignon. Despite this, he was recognized as the head of state as well as head of the church, and given full privileges of the position after their return to Rome. Even in 1861, much of the papal territories had been lost, leaving the Pope with no sovereign territory other than the papal residence and related buildings. Yet his temporal powers were still acknowledged.
I neither know it is difficult for some people, easy for some people. I simply did it like breathing, like living. Still we have that Lakshmi deity with us. When I went and told the deity is so beautiful, I want like that one deity, to a guru, all his realizations and experience, expertise, satya, satya, shaktis become yours. I'll tell you a very simple incident. I heard this conversation between Raghupati Yogi, Kuppammal and Panduranganar. Once the Panduranganar was supposed to go to Kanchipuram to have some clarification about the Shastras from Tondemandala. That time the Guru Maha Sannidhanam was 230th Guru Maha Sannidhanam. So Raghupati Yogi and Kuppammal advised Panduranganar to have darshan of Kanchi Paramacharya also. That time the Paramacharya, Sri Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Swami, was in the body. So Kuppammal and Raghupati Yogi, both of them are telling, go and have his darshan. Muruganar said, I don't know whether I'll have time because I have to meet Tondemandala Sannidhanam. So if I have time, I will plan. Then Raghupati Yogi said, no, you have to have his darshan because in many ways his expertise will help you. Then he was sharing an incident when these Swamis gathered to declare me as an incarnation when I was 3. They all had a kind of a gathering and formal way of confirming that I'm an incarnation. Successfully happened. Actually, when an incarnation happens in the body, there is every possibility within 21 months, he may not be able to settle in the body and leave the body. So it takes 21 months for them to confirm that I am grounded in the body. So after the 21 months, they all had a kind of a happy celebration that I am grounded, I am settled, I am going to live. So for that function, they wanted to have the blessings of Paramacharya and Tondemandala Sannidhanam and went. Tondemandala Sannidhanam personally took Raghupati Yogi to Paramacharya, and the Paramacharya not only blessed, and he also told his assistant to get a bamboo stick and told that assistant to put that bamboo stick in front, and he touched 3 times, told the Tondemandala Sannidhanam, and take this and give it to that boy. make him do the Chaturmasya. In Tamil, he said, இப்பவே சாத்துர்மாசியம் பண்ண வச்சிருங்கோ. பிறகு சாத்துர்மாசியம் வச்சுதான் வயசை எண்ணுவா. It means, actually the age of the sannyasi is calculated only number of the chaturmasya he has done. So whoever has done the largest number of chaturmasya, he is considered to be the greatest sannyasi. So he instructs them, make him do chaturmasya from now itself, so that count starts. So my chaturmasya count has started from the time I was 3. Actually, after 21 months, after 2 years only, they did the ceremony. So only from the 3rd year, the chaturmasya started. That is the stick with which you see my first photograph. My first photograph with a danda, that was given, blessed by Paramacharya and brought by Tondemandala Sannidhanam and given to Raghupati Yogi, and Raghupati Yogi brought, and they all did all the ceremony, whatever needed, and they did, and rest is history. Raghupati Yogi remembered this and told Muruganar. That time he made a statement. பெரியவாளை பார்க்கும் பொழுது அவங்க சேர்த்து வச்ச ஞான சொத்தெல்லாம் யதார்த்தமா நமக்கு கொடுத்துருவா. Means, when you meet great people, in a natural way, all the great expertise and knowledge and experience they have will be given to us. I tell you, this is the Sankhya, the multi-dimensional logic of why you need to declare your conscious integrity to Guru. Because when you declare your integrity to Guru, your inner space is consciously aligned to Guru's inner space. Guru's inner space means KAILASA, Mahakasha, KAILASA. Paramashiva Sarira, how he describes himself in Agama, eternally 16, Divya Sarira, can shape out of free will, can live as long as he wants to use that body, Ichhamrityu. As long as he wants, he can use the body, and then he can drop when he wants to drop. The Divya Sarira will become reality for you if you just add consciousness to your hunger. That's all I am telling you. See, I had a guru. His name was Narayana Swami Tata. He's an adept in the science of Aushadha, medicines. He will collect herbs from the ground which was never walked by human beings. மனித கால்படாத இடத்திலிருந்து வேர்களும் செடிகளும் மூலிகைகளும் கொண்டு வருவார். Let me repeat. The place where human beings never walked, from that kind of places he will bring herbs, roots. How you know? He had a trained dog and a goat. The dog will take the goat and go. Goat will identify the herb. Dog will just pick it up and bring it. I have seen this happening. I'm not telling you stories. He lived just few years, maybe 30 years before. And still his son, grandsons are, his family is still living in Tiruvannamalai. You can go and talk to them. You will find what I said is true. His name is Narayana Swami Tata. Still the home he lived is there. And all the things he used is there. Maybe the dog may not be alive because you can see his photograph. But surely the family knows whatever I am saying and you can talk to them. I had this kind of masters who are adepts. He told me once when he was making the aushadha for a so-called incurable disease, kind of a very dangerous cancer. For that he was making aushadha. He collected too many things from too many sources and finally made the aushadha. He called that disciple, or I should say that client, who came to him for healing, for medical care, medical help, aushadha help, the customer. And he gave that medicine to him. Asked him, eat this medicine every day, once a day, for next 42 days. He prepared that medicine with a lot of difficulty. Third day, that guy came back saying that somebody in the home unknowingly threw that whole packet into the river. Without knowing that it is a medicine, they just threw the whole thing while they were cleaning the home and put it in the river. Nearby small stream where they dump all the unwanted things. Surely it is very difficult to do the medicine again. I was wondering how he is going to solve, how he is going to help this person to get out of the cancer now, because making the medicine again, collecting the whole items, almost impossible. All he did, he called that person, made him sit next to him and told, this simple process, whenever you are feeling hungry, do japa of this mantra. I tell you, I know it is very difficult for you to believe. Maybe the power of his initiation, his words, energy. He said, whatever I made as aushadha, your body is capable of producing it when you add consciousness to your hunger. I tell you, surely it is the power of his initiation, because I saw he was having his hand on the shoulder of that person while he uttered these words. So that words have gone into his body like a powerful energy shock. Now literally I am having my hands on all your shoulders and giving you this initiation. Love is not anyway related to two physical structures. Love is not anyway related to even your own physical structure. It is not even related to the mental qualities you carry. It is related to awareness you carry. Please understand. The awareness you carry naturally spreads its smell in your mental structure and in your body. So, the awareness which your physical structure experiences, if that feels connected to the awareness of some physical structure, it is called infatuation. Please understand. The awareness your physical structure experiences, if that feels connected to some other awareness of the physical structure or some other physical structure's awareness. There are so many things moving around in the world. Each one of your unit. Awareness. The awareness experienced by your mental structure and the awareness experienced by your physical structure. If the two physical structures awareness, two or more, physical structures awarenesses feels connected, it is called infatuation. If two or more mental structures feels connected, it can be called as attachment. Little better word. If one or more awarenesses, of course it's funny, you can't say awareness cannot have one or more. Directly just overlaps each other. You can't even call it overlap. Just flows into each other. It's called love. Two physical structures, if they feel connected, if their awareness feels connected, it's called infatuation. One or more mental structures, if they feel connected, it's attachment. When awareness overlaps beyond the physical and mental structures, it is called love. Now, scan all your relationships with this understanding. Suddenly you will see all the problems related to your love, relationship, friendliness, possessiveness, worry, everything will just disappear. Your marriage will become honeymoon. It will become beautiful, living relationship. The greatness of sexuality is it will disappear. Understand? The greatness of sexual energy is it will disappear the moment the physical and mental structures feels connected and the awareness overlaps. All these magazines go on giving inspiration, tips, these middle-aged magazines, how to keep your sex life live. 10 tips, 20 tips, 30 tips. It has two things. Either the distance becomes too much, means that awareness in the physical structure and awareness in the physical structure is not feeling connected. The distance is more. Or awareness in the mental structure and awareness in the mental structure is not feeling connected. The distance is more. This is what happens to 90% of the marriage. There are 10% of the marriage.
Really, the awareness and awareness overlaps each other. Such beautiful communion happens. Even there, the sex disappears. 11 years of the life, the married life, only the sex should be there. Whether the overlapping of the awareness happens, then just you will see, you don't need to confirm with each other that you love each other through the sexual act. Suddenly the necessity does not happen. Simply sitting together is something extraordinary. That's why the Vedic tradition, the marriage ceremony, there's a Ashirvachana, means the blessing word. By the 11th year, let both of you become mother of the son, father and daughter. In both ways, if the distance becomes more or distance completely disappears, both ways the sex disappears. Just either sex is like a liquid, fluid, either it freezes cold like ice or it evaporates like a steam. If it evaporates as steam, your consciousness is levitated and your whole system evolves into enlightenment. It becomes cold, frozen, ice, you are caught in the ice bars. Understand this definition of love. Thousands of your problems, not only related to relationship, I can say, there are thousands of relationships which are perversions of thousands of problems which are perversions of relationship problems. When the relationship is not fulfilling, suddenly anything she does or he does irritates you. So this is what I call perversions of relationship problems. If you know the real love, even intellectually, you will start radiating healing energy. Healing does not mean just you will put your hand on somebody who is some way sick and that person will come out of it's like pain, stomach pain or headache or cancer. Put your hand on your own head. Heal all the headaches you have and you give to others. This is the healing stick I am giving to all of you. Understanding about love. Feel this understanding in all your relationships. Sit and scan. What is my relationship with my father? How is it? What is my relationship with my mother? How is it? What is my relationship with my spouse? How is it? What is my relationship with my brother? How is it? What is my relationship with my friends? How is it? What is my relationship with the world? How is it? I have seen people wasting years just with their relationship with the dog. It is not love. It is not love. Foolish infatuation. Very third grade perverted infatuation. I tell you, having a pet deity, Ishta Devata, is 1,000 times better than having a pet dog. But these idiots, without understanding, having pet dog has become a fashion. Having pet deity is something like a old, outdated. Our healing process is based on love. So when you radiate love, love is the emotion which is immediately reciprocated by cosmos. Sex is the emotion which is immediately contradicted by cosmos. Please understand. Love is the emotion which immediately responded by anything in the cosmos
when you feel love, within few moments you will see it comes back to you from the cosmos. Immediately cosmos responds to it. The tree, the flower, mountain, the nature, everything responds to it. The sex, even your own body will be against it. See, when it is awakened, even your own body immediately will resist. Our whole healing process is love-based. So understand, it is completely love-based. So continue intensely, radiate love. You will see and experience whatever you are asking. Love is today's subject. It's almost talking about the whole cosmos, whole universe, all the energies which moves the cosmos, the very force, very life, very energy which is cosmos can be called as love. I'll talk about different dimensions of love, how love has become this matter, and love, how the love resides as energy inside this matter, and how love activates as energy the matter, and how love makes matter to move. I can say the beginning and continuous flow and end. Everything is love. The very life force is love. The different levels and different dimensions of love, if we understand, we can understand in which level we are, which dimension of love we are experiencing, in which level we need to move, and which dimension we need to experience, and how our being can become more and more blissful and spiritual, experiential. That's the main thing. Understand, whenever you experience love, even if it is in the lowest form as you think, the moment you experience, the very experience leads you to the next level of love. For example, if you experience very low level of love, a crude form, just the physical level, if you really experience without any layer between you and that experience, suddenly that very experience makes you go to the next level, the higher level. That is why in Tantra, they say, even if you go through a physical experience without any conditioning, simple, pure experience, suddenly you will see you are transported to the higher dimension of love, higher dimensions of love. So, whether it is lower or middle or higher or highest, any form, the love is experienced, it leads you to the higher level. But without experiencing, if you are just intellectualizing, just going on thinking, even if you are thinking about the highest form of love, just thinking will not make you experience. So, that is why I feel more comfortable to say love is God than Prajnanam Brahma. Prajnanam Brahma means the knowledge, consciousness, that is God. Both mean same. When you say whether love is God or consciousness is God, both mean same. But the word love is God can be more applied in your life. The word love is God is not just a declaration, it is a technique also. If you start experiencing love, even in the lowest form, directly, it will lead you to the higher and higher and higher spaces. If you are only intellectualizing, conceptualizing, thinking about the love even in the highest form, it won't be leading you anywhere. That is why the people who go on thinking the Prajnanam Brahma, consciousness is God, knowledge is God, superconsciousness is God, they go on creating the different intellectual layers, but never experience love. Only a personalities like Shankara who experienced love, when he says Prajnanam Brahma, it is experience, it is truth. Ordinarily, without experiencing the love, if you just go on repeating the word, the higher consciousness is God, Prajnanam Brahma, it is just nothing but a word, verbal game, pandits playing. So, first start experiencing the love even if it is in the lowest form. Whatever form it is available in your inner space, start living it. Our senses have lost its truth. Our senses have lost its purity. First thing you need to do, if you want to experience love, purify your senses. Means be alive in every sense. If you are looking, look intensely. If you are smelling, smell intensely. If you are listening, listen intensely. If you are touching, touch intensely. If you are tasting, taste intensely. Nothing. A simple technique I can give you to heal others. When you want to heal others, put your hand on that person. Just only feel the area your body is touching his body. Just be alive only in that zone. Forget about all other parts of your body, his body. Just be the touch. You will see, whenever you become just the touch, your love oozes out, radiates through the touch. When you become just look, your look will radiate love. When you become just listening, your listening will radiate love. If you just radiate love through the touch, just become the touch, you will heal the other being. You will heal the other person. You will radiate love. You will just radiate life. Removing the conditionings about the love. Either you are taught, if you love, you will be caught in bondage, or if you love, it will lead to suffering. What was the formula taught to you about love? That is a very major, important thing. How your love is going to end. Please understand. If you are taught right formulas about love, you will not have conditioning. If you are taught wrong formulas about love, that very wrong formulas will not allow you to relax in love. I have seen many people. They can't relax in love. They are not comfortable with love. So much of fear about love. So much of fear about love. They can't get into love. They can't relax into love. So much of fear. They will think, oh, I don't know what will happen to this love. How it will end? Will it end in a wrong way? Will this person also cheat me? If you are made to believe very clearly that all your love will end in pain, it will end in pain. You will be waiting to end it in pain. Because whatever you believe, you want to make it as reality and see it. Please understand. Your personality is such, whatever you strongly believe, you will make it as reality. So, if you are strongly believing love is going to lead to pain, you will see it leads to pain. It will lead you to pain. Conditioning needs to be removed about the life, about the love. Then you will experience the pure love directly. Do not have the conditioning, your love will lead to suffering or your love will lead to joy. Just be simple, straight. Let me see to what it leads. Let me see to what it takes me. So when the love happens in you, just be a pure love. That is why I am saying, the ability to live in utter insecurity, to go with the love, to go with the flow of the love, makes you experience the real love, real life. Please understand, even if you are attached to life too much, you will not be able to love completely. The love will not be an experience in you. I have seen people, when they are attached to the particular secured way of life, they kill love in them. They decide, no, if I say yes to love, this secure life is in danger. Love is wilderness. Sometimes when it comes, it really happens in you like a wildfire. It happens in you like a wildfire. When you enter into that wildfire, even if you experience an ordinary hormonal way, a lust, suddenly you will see that lust gets burnt. See, there is a beautiful sutra in Bhagavad Gita, Brahmarpanam Brahmahavihi, Brahmagnau Brahmanahuti. See, when the real love happens in you, even your hormonal feelings, lust, when it comes along with the love, pour it in that pure love. Even the hormonal torture, the ordinary sex, the need for ordinary physical pleasure, when it is poured into the love, it will be purified. It will just be completely be purified. Attachment to life does not let you to burn yourself in the love. The pure love takes you beyond life and death. I can say pure love is Jivan Mukti, living enlightenment. There is a very beautiful story, the life of Shankara. It's a very beautiful story. Great meaning is there behind that story. As a young boy, wanted to become a sannyasi, but mother is not allowing him. One day he was taking bath in the river. A crocodile catches him and he is about to die. He cries, "Oh mother, at least now give permission for me to become a sannyasi. I will die as sannyasi, I will not be born again." Mother feels, oh, after all he is going to die, his last wish, let him become sannyasi. What to do? Nobody can save him. So she says, okay, you can become a sannyasi. The moment Shankara decides, I am becoming sannyasi, I am a sannyasi, then suddenly the crocodile disappears. He is left free and he becomes sannyasi. Very beautiful story. Please understand. The meaning behind that story you need to understand. Mother is attachment to life. Mother is the attachment to life. Please understand, life in the very lower form, because the mother who is not allowing a son to become a Jivan Mukta, sannyasi, means she wants to possess him. She wants to keep him with her, under her. Please understand, the mother's womb may be very cozy, safe, great place to grow your body. But after 9 months, if you continue to stay there, it is neither good for you nor good for the mother. When time comes, you need to come out. Same way, psychologically, when time comes, you need to move out. You need to take your own responsibility. Mother who does not want to deliver the baby physically is harming the baby. Same way, mother who does not want to deliver the baby psychologically is harming the baby. Mother, the attachment towards life, an ordinary attachment towards the life. But his love for enlightenment means the pure fire of love is so strong, he is waiting for the situation. Then death happens in him. Means, please understand, whenever a small attachment for life tries to possess the pure fire of love, the love feels it like a death. Possessiveness is death for pure love. When somebody tries to possess the pure love feels it like a death. That is why whenever you try to catch the bliss, try to possess bliss, your hands will be empty. Beautiful breeze. If your hands are open, it will be on your body. Try to catch the breeze. You will have only empty hand. The possessiveness makes love feel like a death. That is what is that crocodile. Crocodile and the mother are both one and the same. Two different dimensions. The pure love feels the attachment to the small life as death. Then when both are in front, the pure love says, both of you now decide, who want to have me? Either the death can have me or attachment to life can have me. Both are actually one and the same. If the attachment to life, if the possessiveness takes over the love is dead. So if the possessiveness is taken over, if the possessiveness takes over the love, if the love is taken over by the possessiveness, it is death. So Shankara says, at least in death, allow me to be as I am. He requests the possessiveness. He requests the attachment to life. Suddenly attachment to life understands, yes, I am destroying him. Anyhow, if I stay with him, he will be destroyed. Let me move out. Let me relax. Let me settle down. Please understand, whenever you possess your lover, you are killing the love in him or her. You are reducing that person to an ordinary person. The joy which you had around him or her will simply disappear. Possessiveness reduces beings into matter. When the attachment to life understands, if it continues to possess love, pure life, it will reduce that into the death. It relaxes. Let's go. When the possessiveness is gone, death also has gone. The life, the love achieves enlightenment. That's the significance, meaning behind this beautiful story. Understand? It's a very beautiful story. Just see, when mother says, all right, you can become sannyasi, I'll lose my possessiveness over you, I give you the freedom. Suddenly death disappears. Crocodile is not there. Death is not there. When you take the possessiveness away from the love, suddenly love becomes enlightenment. When you take your conditionings away from the love, love becomes enlightenment. If you have any conditioning about love, love will lead to lust
or love will lead to suffering, or love will lead to joy, love will lead to bliss, love will lead to pain. Even if you have the conditioning, love will lead me to God, drop everything. Drop all conditionings. The first level you will see, love will lead to joy. That is the Muladhara level. Next, love will lead to safety, security. That is the Swadhisthana level. Love will lead to peace. That is the Manipuraga level. Worry-free life. That is the Manipuraga level. Love will lead to more and more love, energy. That is the Anahata level. Love will lead to bliss. That is the Anya level. Love will lead me to God. That is the Sahasrara level. But all 7 are conditionings. Drop all 7. Love will not lead you to God. Love is God. The moment possessiveness, attachment for life is lost, death is lost, love is enlightenment. Love is God. As long as you think, even the idea, love will lead you to God, it will not. You are caught. So drop all conditionings about love, all statements about love. Make your body ready, pure to experience love in any form it happens in you. First thing, make your mind ready to experience love without any conditioning as it happens to you. You will see love is God. Love is enlightenment. Love is Jivan Mukti.
There is a beautiful question here. Swamiji, you said love activates matter. How can love activate matter and make it move? Love really infuses energy into whatever it is directed. Please understand. If you direct love towards anything, whether it is a person or matter or plant or animal, anything, it gets infused with energy. There is a beautiful story connected to Paramashivoham that he or some of his disciples practiced showering love on a rose plant, telling that I will protect you, I will keep you safely, you can be secured, you don't need these thorns to protect yourself, don't be in insecurity. Every day talking in a very loving and healing way to that plant. In a month, that plant dropped all the thorns. It was only a rose. There was no thorns. Means love activates even the plant. And if you see Ramakrishna's life, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's life, a great, so many examples can be given. One, how he related with that Kali's deity, Kali's statue. It is not a statue for him anymore. Just because of his intense love, the matter has become energy, alive. In his many experiences he shares, when he gives food, he saw mother eating. And when he touches the nose and feels, he says, I saw Devi breathing. And there are so many strong, solid experiences to prove that love activates matter. Love makes the matter alive. In Karnataka, there is a place called Udupi. There is a great saint Kanagadasa. When he went to have darshan of Krishna, Krishna turned, the whole deity turned and gave darshan to him. It is still called, that hole through which Kanagadasa had darshan is called Kanagana Kindi, means the window of Kanagadasa. Still, Krishna gives darshan to the whole world through that hole. So please understand, there are thousands of evidences where love activates the matter. You can try even in your life. The plant or tree or river with which you are living, every day sit with them for 10-15 minutes. You don't need to talk, but just feel a deep love for them. The nature, the hill, or the river, or the tree. Just have a deep feeling, connection, love. 10 minutes every day sit. Suddenly you will see that you are able to relate with them, they are able to relate with you, and communion will start. First it will be communication, then it will become communion. So love makes matter alive. When you shower love, matter becomes life. When you take away the love, even life becomes matter.
Basically, you have 3 layers of karma: agamya, prarabdha, sanjita. Sanjita is the karma which is like a bank, reserve bank. Whatever you did in your life, see, not only in this body, you have taken millions of bodies. In millions of bodies, whatever you learnt, you did, all those engrams put together is called sanjita. They use the word even samuchita. That's also one more Sanskrit word they use, sanjita. All of you are able to see? A little big I should write. Okay? Then, next, prarabdha. Prarabdha means, from this bank, you collect little bit and create your body and decide to enjoy all those karmas in this body. Hey, apne. This is prarabdha. Understand? This is bank. Like all your past collection. That's huge account. You don't know when that will disappear or anything. And bank means, don't think some collection saving. It's a debt, actually, credit. Credit only. You have to finish them out. This is the prarabdha. Prarabdha is the little bit which you brought to enjoy or exhaust through this body. And the third karma, this is the worst thing. Agamya, after coming down, you start collecting. That is the worst thing. Agamya. This is the past. This is present, which you are exhausting. This you are collecting for your future, adding to the sanjita. Now, any fellow who lands on the planet Earth to exhaust, for example, here you have 1000 karma. I am just giving an example. When you take your body, when you assume your body, you take only something like a 10 karma. Let me finish this 10. And you come down. After coming down, you start collecting 200 karma. By the time you go back, what will happen? Your bank balances increased by 1210. Neither you exhausted this 10 and you collected 200 more. What will happen next time next time you take the body? 1210. Then again you take 10 and come down and collect some more. This becomes a vicious circle. This is what we call Janana Marana Chakra. Continuously taking more and more and more bodies and dying, body, dying, body, dying. Now, this prarabdha, 10 karmas, while you are living, exhausting these 10 karmas, if somebody gives you the knowledge, you are not the body,
You are not the mind. This karmas influencing you, the influence of these karmas over you will start coming down. I can say these are all the business secrets, or the how the world runs, how the cosmos works. These are all those secrets. So listen properly, and some way it will enrich your life. Don't miss it. And very rare you will get somebody who will explain such a logical way where you can relate with the whole thing. So don't miss. See, this 10 prarabdha, for example, in this 10 prarabdha karma, if you have 3 karma which will put you in depression, means 3 samskara, 3 engram which will put you in depression. 3 engram, depression engram, we can say D, depression engram. Whenever the 3 engrams put you in depression, if you learnt how to come out, this 3 will start losing its power over you. It means what? In the 10, 3 has become less. 3 has become less. Whenever you reduce the influence of prarabdha on you, you are accumulating new karma. Agamya will come down. How you know? These 3 karmas have got, these 3 some engrams have got power over you to put you in depression. See, these 3 engram, if they have the power to put you in depression, if you continue, if you obey those engrams and fall in depression, these 3 will not be just 3, they will become 10. That 7 only is called agamya. You understand? So whenever you cooperate with prarabdha, you collect agamya. Whenever the prarabdha loses its influence over you, you stop collecting agamya. So when this influence, this 10 engram influence over you stops, means the agamya collection will stop. Bringing you back to the joy or the pure inner space, the unwavering, undisturbed inner space, not only reduces prarabdha's influence over you, stops the number of engrams getting collected as agamya. Initiation means the ideas, knowledge which brings you out of these depressive thoughts, which brings you out of the depressive thoughts, means the knowledge which brings you out of the influence of these 10 thoughts. Prarabdha is what we call initiation. Click. Puja is nothing but remembering all the clicks which happen to you every day at least once, so that it will come up whenever you have a problem. The teachings which is given, see, when a master teaches, it is not even a teaching, it is a powerful experience. When you don't use them, when you don't again and again use those shastras, not only the shastras loses its power, you will not be able to even remember them again. That is the important thing. See, for example, you have this cart. If you don't use this cart for 2 years, it's not that this cart will disappear. After 2 years, you can get this cart and you can use it. But the knowledge given to you, the initiations given to you, if you don't use them for 2 years, don't think it will be sitting in your bedroom. No, it will disappear. So how to every day remind all the click happened? Every day sitting and reminding all the clicks which happened in us is puja. Every day, whether you want or not, you remember the initiation experience, the click which happened
with the master. So, ritual brings you back to the pure consciousness. So this 10 engrams loses its power over you. When this 10 loses its power over you, this 200 collection stops. When the collection stops and when the 10 loses its power over you, naturally the person who brings you back to the superconscious again and again, master, he appears when you leave the body and burns this sanjita. He appears and burns this sanjita. Understand, you can't do anything directly with sanjita. For sanjita, only Guru Kripa can do. Only Master's grace can do. For example, if your child sits and tries very hard to build a small home, what will you do? You'll say, all right, don't bother, I myself will build and give you. When a disciple sincerely works to remove the prarabdha and agamya, the Guru's grace happens. You see, Guru's grace is not just dependent on me. Understand, anybody who does sincerely sadhana or meditation, in spite of me, the grace has to land on you. It is not even dependent on me. Let me be very clear. It is just dependent on your receptivity, not on me. I am like a ocean, constantly available. Whoever comes with whatever size vessel you carry. If you come with a small coconut shell, you will carry that much like your head. Or if you come with a little bigger vessel, you will carry in that. If you come with a little big container, you will carry in that. If you are intelligent, you will build a canal. You will build a canal. That's all is the whole thing. Okay. Initiation. Puja means reminding every day yourself all the initiation, great experiences happened with the master and bringing you back to that same high consciousness, same high spirit. Means now you are ready for next 24 hours drama, circus. Next 24 hours now you have energy. You have energy. That is the reason for puja.
I still remember I was 8 or 9-year-old boy sitting with two of my gurus. I had the fortune of having 4 or 5 gurus continuously making all their time and energy available to me. So two of my gurus, I was sitting with two of my gurus, and the temple bell rang. The lifestyle in Arunachala is so beautiful. You know it is morning only when you hear the temple bell. You know it is breakfast time by listening the crackers in the temple. Every puja, there will be temple crackers. All the 6 pujas, there will be temple crackers. Only listening to that sound we know the time. So the temple bell rang, means Nevedyam. The food is being offered to Sadashiva. Both my gurus immediately looked at me and said, go and bring the prasadam. After the Nevedyam is done, it will be given to all the devotees. It will be shared with all the devotees. They both were sitting in one corner and asked me, go and bring. I went to the place where they distribute the prasadam and waited. Puja was over. The rituals got completed and they started serving. And I stretched my hand and the priest gave one share. It's like one share itself will be almost like half a kg rice. In one big leaf they'll give. And then The Pujari was telling, hey, the Pujari saw before going to the puja that I was sitting with both my gurus, and the Pujari is very greatly devoted, highly devoted to both the gurus. So the Pujari saw and told me, hey, take 2 more for them also, they are sitting. Take 1 for you, take 2 more for them. I was a little reluctant because one of the boy and girl who were my classmates are standing in the queue next to me. They will laugh at me, taking so much, all for one person. So for this purpose only you are sitting in the temple whole day. That's the way they usually make fun of kids. So, and I know already they are gazing at me in the mood of making fun. I felt little pride. I am from a big family, and again I have been told from beginning that you are from big family and you have to behave yourself like that in the public. So I told the Pujari, no need, this is enough, and I brought the Nevedyam to both my gurus. They asked, hey, where is our share? Did the Pujari not give? As if they both eat. Actually, both the fellows doesn't eat anything. Very rarely they will touch and put 2-3 grains in the mouth and give it to other people who are sitting with them. And I said, no, you don't eat. You eat rarely. This is more than enough for all 3 of us. They asked, no, did that Pujari give or not? I said, yes, he gave. He wanted to give. He asked me, take 2 more to both the Swamis. Then they asked, why did you refuse? No, behind me, my classmates are standing. They will make fun of me that I am taking so much. Am I going to eat so much? And for this food only I am in the temple. They will tease me. I don't want to get teased by them, so I brought only my portion. Till this moment they were very casual, laughing, smiling. Immediately I saw Kuppamal staring at my eyes and saying, go to their shop street and beg and bring the food. That's the word she uttered. They both own a shop. This means their father owns a shop. The same street where my father also owns shop, and the whole street is literally ruled by my grandfather. He is the head of that whole association. So I always walk in that street with the pride. I'm a grandson of this guy, And all the shop owners are either family or friends. So any shop we enter and eat anything, whether it is jaggery or dal or anything in any of the shops is free, and we'll directly go and sit. And in village actually we know literally everyone's name. And it's a different lifestyle. But in that same street I have to beg now. All will make fun. What happened to your grandfather and his wealth? They will ask all questions and they will tell my grandfather. That is the next problem. That your grandson is begging in the street. Why you are not giving food for him? Of course, one good thing I had. I think this is the greatest boon Sadashiva gave. Just obeying the Guru Vak. I think that's the greatest wealth I brought with me, I tell you. The future may think future may describe various things as my main contribution. Some may say my Gurukul is my contribution, and some may say the science of manifesting powers is my great contribution. Some may say science of enlightenment is my great contribution. But I tell you, the greatest thing I brought, which was useful for me, is surrender to the Guru Vak. If any of you feel in a very short span, in a very young age, in small number of years, I have done big work. Whoever feels, if you feel that, if you want to know the secret, I tell you, complete surrender to the Guru Vak, to the letter and spirit, that reduced lot of time wastage. The moment my Guru said, go and beg the same street, in the same shop and bring food, I know now it is a serious. It's not casual. It's not fun anymore. It means I have done something out of my pattern or out of the context which my masters are correcting. I tell you, I stood up, straight went to that street, begged, and brought whatever I got. Naturally, all friends, family, they all gave so many things. I have to take a small pulling cart. In villages, there will not be rickshaw, the hand-pulled cart. So I have to hire a small hand-pulled cart to bring all the items I got as bhiksha to my Guru. So I hired a small vehicle and brought the whole thing and put it at the feet of both the Gurus, and I realized, understand, that was one of the greatest realization I had. I should not be bothered about imaginary opinions of others. I tell you, the liberation that happened at that moment is still now useful for me. Next day I had a chance to talk to both my friends. They were asking me, hey, why were you going for bhiksha in all the shops? Did you do any prayer, or is it any divine commitment? In villages we have a habit that if somebody is sick, they pray to Venkateshwara and Kuladevata, that they will go for bhiksha and bring and offer it in the undi. Still we do that. Every Puratasi month, all the Vaishnavas, they go for bhiksha and take it and offer it to Vishnu temple, and Shaivites every Margasirsha month go for bhiksha and offer it to the Shiva temple. They asked, when both the friends asked me that, hey, did you have any prayer? Why were you begging? In the mind I was thinking, only you fellows are responsible for my begging. And only now I understand, you guys did not even have the idea which I was thinking you guys will be having. Understand, if you understand this one truth, the amount of time you are wasting in your life without moving towards your goal will be cut 80%. I am telling you. My idea that this is what they will be thinking, even though they are not thinking, and even if they are thinking, that should not be postponing or pushing my decisions and my actions, but imagining this is what they will be thinking and not doing what I am supposed to do. Please understand, this is one of the most powerful, sickening patterns in which all of us are stuck. Sickening pattern. Yes, if I worked on completion, I myself would have got out of that pattern, but when I am 50, fortunately, I had that implicit surrender to Guru Vak. It only took 50 minutes for me to get out. When I was going and doing Bhiksha, I just know the pattern. There is some pattern, that is the reason, some reason. Something is not right in me, that is the reason I did not take that prasad and just come and came back. Not taking the temple prasad and coming back is too small act. It's not a big thing. And if they just shout from where they are sitting, the priest himself will bring and give it. Because it was only audible distance. They were sitting inside the temple only. They could have shouted, hey, get the Nivedyam, and he would have came and given. The act is too small, but they know the reason is too bad. That pattern cannot be allowed to live in me. Shaktinipata, quantum entanglement, operates from space.
Only from space. And that...
Because the space is entangled, everything else gets entangled. In quantum physics, there is a term entanglement. Means, when one energy source entangles with another, they interfere with each other. This interference can be highly positive and transformative.
Around 5,000 years ago,